All right, today we have another unboxing video. This time it's from Flip Aquatics. The box that you see here was ordered on November 14th. It got shipped on November 19th, and it arrived at my doorstep November 21st. Here in this box, I ordered, they had a 20% off on all livestock. I ordered 10 red sherry shrimps, 6 assassin snails, and 2 Fern Max. Oh, and I forgot the Brightwell trace element for shrimp. So in a little bit, you're going to see what came in the box, how it came packed, which I think they did a pretty awesome job. You know, they came in separate boxes. The bags, I believe they came in 2 breathable bags, and the plants came on a regular bag. No leaks, nothing, beautifully packed. The only downside that I say is that the water, especially for the snails, felt a little bit too cold. But besides that, their customer service was awesome. Unfortunately, out of the 6 snails that I ordered, only 3 of them made it. I contacted them via email, and they were able to ship me a new set, which they didn't really have to, you know. So hats off to them. It was even better. I got a surprise. Anyway, here's the Java Fern Mats. I got 2 of them, and it sucks because I should have waited because they had the next day they had a 30% off live plants, but it is what it is. And I'm gonna take some measurements of it. They are really huge. This is the second time I ordered Java Fern Mats from them. I think they have the best Java Fern Mats I've seen. I have them on my cichlid tanks. They thrive. My African cichlids. This is the second time I order, so I have 4 in there now. And they just give color to the cichlid tanks, and, you know, give the baby fry places to hide, and just makes it more natural looking, even though, you know, these plants are not from where the peacock cichlids are. So on the second box is where the snails and the shrimp came. The shrimp at first, they didn't look so colorful. They look kind of like clear. But the cool thing is that they send you a step-by-step process on how to acclimate your shrimp or your snails or your fish, which was very helpful. I followed the steps. You know, sometimes you could skip some of them if you don't see any dead animals. But it's very good information to have, especially for somebody that has never kept shrimp before. I also bought the Brightwell trace element for shrimps, and I'm dosing. This is not my first time keeping shrimp, but I haven't been totally successful with them. But we'll see how this one goes. So far, you know, it's been, right now it's December 5th, and they're looking good. I also received the second shipment of the snails today, and they all came awesome. That one came with a heat pack, so it was even better. They were all alive, and I put them in the tank today, so that's good news. So I would, you know, if you can, try to take your time. It is a little bit time consuming, especially because they come in the cold water. So you got to leave them for like a couple of hours, you know, for the water to acclimate to the room temperature, and then slowly follow all the steps, you know, and you guarantee none of them will die. At least that happened with me. This is my experience with Flip Aquatics. You know, maybe somebody else has a different kind of experience, and that's totally fine. So I have nothing but good things to say about Flip Aquatics. Shrimp came healthy. They colored up very nicely once in the tank. Like I said before, the mats of the Java Fern is the best I've seen around, and I've ordered from a lot of places. Very tall, very thick. Um, and yeah, to have success, just follow all the steps that you can, and everything should be fine. Now, these shrimps are not going to a shrimp only tank. I have believe it or not, I have a platinum beta here. I have emerald dwarf rasboras. I have my threadfin rainbows. I have a hillstream loach and 6 neon tetras. And I don't know if it's just me, but my beta doesn't eat the shrimp. Doesn't bother them, and doesn't even bother the other fish. So that's good because this is me checking right now the temperature of the bag, which is kind of wrong. It says 79, but I had to give it a couple of minutes because it was actually in the low 60s after I rechecked the temperature. And then eventually, it took time and it got there until it got to like around 74, 75, which was my room temperature at this point. And then I was able to drip acclimate them. All right, at this point, I'm setting up my alarm,
So I'm gonna
following
set
the
my alarm to
step-by-step
around
guide of
5:15.
the hours to leave at room temperature for
And then we'll
the
see
shrimp
how
to
these guys are
acclimate.
doing.
Now, if you never ordered from Flip Aquatics before, I recommend you do. Sometimes you can find the shrimp at better prices at your local store, which luckily I do have one. But I like to take advantage of any deals that I can. And Flip Aquatics, like, they're very cool, very cool. They even, if you're a big fan of Swedish fish, you get a couple of those with your box, which I think is pretty awesome. It's I guess a really cool extra that you get. Now these are the breathable bags that I'm showing. He showed it in his channel before, and that's how I know. He explained the step by step that you have to do, so he has a good video about it. I also wanted to give this shrimp trace element a try. I've never used it before. I'm hoping that it helps the shell of the shrimp make it stronger, and that way they could thrive better. So I guess maybe I'll do an update on that later on. And in a little bit, you're going to see another view of the fern mats, which I'm totally in love with. So if you were looking for Java fern mats, I mean, this is the place to buy them from, to be honest. They're very thick, a lot of leaves. Mat looks awesome, and they'll start sprouting more as you keep them in your tank, and they generate more and more and more ferns for you. So a lot of people say that you can't keep plants with the cichlids because they'll tear them apart and all the other stuff. So these Java fern mats, I've had them on my peacock tank, and it looks awesome. So I recommend it, highly recommend it. All right, so for this part, we're gonna start with the snails. The way I'm gonna be able to tell if they're alive or dead, I guess we're gonna do a smell test. If they smell bad, ranch it, because they're probably dead. Now I saw 2 or 3 holding onto the bag, like climbing up the bag. So I definitely know that 3 are okay, for sure. And we'll see what happens. Oh, they do a very good job at tying this bag. So definitely no leaks in the boxes. As you can tell, they're a little bit annoying to kind of grab. All right, now we have this part here. I'm just gonna cut it. Well, it does have some duckweed. I'm not a big fan of duckweed. simply because it multiplies in the tank and it gets very annoying. Got our net here. Okay. Smell good. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the 6th one dropped all the way over here. So we're gonna keep an eye on them, make sure they move. Okay, and here we have our Java Fern Max. There's 2 of them. And I'm just gonna open the bag, check them for snail eggs, snails, whatever they might have, and try to get them out as much as possible. And then we're just gonna put it in the tank. Okay, so here we have the 2 mats. Here's one, and here's the other. 2. Very good. This was a little bit shorter than this one. This one's beautiful. But you know, they're plants, so they'll bounce back. And can't wait to put them in the tank. So I'm gonna check leaf by leaf, make sure there's no eggs, nothing hitting in the leaves that I don't want going into my tank. I'll rinse them out a little bit, and we'll see them later. All right, and here they are. It's a cichlid tank. All right, hopefully those assassin snails take care of all the trumpet snails that are there. Here's the mat. You know, get some color back to the plants. Right now, and the temperature is 68 degrees. The tank was at 75 when I first put the thing and I shot the video. It's at 70, but I guess it didn't register yet, so it's 68. You're gonna get it up to at least 72, 73, and then be able to put them in the tank. Well, we gotta drip acclimate them, and then we'll add them to their new home, which is right here. All right, and after the drip acclimation was done, I made sure to get, you know, close to the temperature of the tank. It still was a couple degrees off, but it took a long time. You have to be very, very, very patient, you know, just to make sure that, I guess, you know, the shrimp don't go in and molt once they go in the water. So, you know, I did that with the equipment that I had laying around. It was very simple to do. Here you're gonna see me put them in the tank, and at this point My daughter's gonna help me out with the filming because I couldn't do everything at the same time. One of them did get stuck to the mesh, but eventually I got it out of the mesh and I put him in. And you can see the shrimp, the fish didn't bother the shrimp. I have a beta in there. He doesn't bother him at all. And it's been 2 weeks since I've had them, or a week and a half almost. And, they're doing good. They're doing good. I also have my thread fins that are spawning, and that should be pretty cool. And here's a nice shot of the shrimp. And if you stuck around for this long, thank you for watching. And Flip Aquatics, 2 thumbs up for me.